Okay, you're right. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I just make loads of videos. For days on end, I don't make any. Don't seem to be any rhyme or reason. Anyway, so I'm just watching this Bulletproof Radio podcast. Just been uploaded a few hours ago. It's talking about intuition and the science behind intuition from sort of 2016. So it's only a few years old, the science. He's only just got hold of it. But the first thing I noticed that when he starts talking about it, and I've only listened to about the first 2 or 3 minutes of the video, and I just thought, I can't listen to any more of this. I'm gonna have to make my own video, right? Because that's the sort of guy I am. I'm just gonna leave, right, the link on the yeah, that should do it. There's a link there. You can on the top chat. You can always check the link out. So that's easier to do while I'm making the video before I forget. So you can watch that video. Just even watch the first few minutes and come back and watch this, and I'll tell you why you need to watch my video and ignore Dave Asprey's video because mine's better. So I've known this for years. I've known that intuition is real. Now he's just suddenly. I thought that I heard a micro laugh when he was talking about it, as if it was to him. It's partly a joke, right? It's not a joke to me. Intuition is a real thing. Look in the dictionary definition compared to reason. If you look up reason in a dictionary, or you know, there's nothing to do with knowledge. If you look up intuition, it's completely to do with knowledge. It's knowledge. You know, intuition is knowledge. It's not a feeling. That's what the video is called. Intuition is not a feeling. Okay. People mistake it for gut instinct. It's typical amongst the vast majority of people. They mistake intuition and gut instinct as just the same thing. Or, you know, they're not at all the same thing. It's funny because feeling actually happens in your mind, whereas intuition happens in your body. Now, people get it the other way around. They imagine that feelings happen in your body and intuition happens in your brain. It's not that at all. It's completely the other way around. And they can measure this scientifically, apparently. Intuition is a real thing. Animals experience intuition. Intuition is what makes insects and animals and birds and rats and stuff all leave an area 3 or 4 hours before there's going to be an earthquake. That's intuition. You don't have to be clever to have intuition. You know, you don't need a huge intellect. You don't need a large brain. You just, a lot of it's just practice and your instincts and genes. Okay, it does happen. Probably a lot of it happens in your guts, but it's also like a feedback loop from your brain to your guts that goes back and forwards, and it affects your whole body. Intuition is not a feeling. It's not just a gut feeling. That's something different. That's instinct. Okay, intuition is knowledge and instinct and your whole genes. It's like all three of your brains, your gut brain, your heart brain, and your cerebral brain, all working in concert to tell you something is up. You know, that's all it is. It's perfectly straightforward, and insects can use it. Horses can use it. Dogs, cats, rats, cockroaches, birds, parrots, fish, they can all use intuition. But most humans don't seem to have a very good grasp over what it is. They don't seem to know. Anyway, because science is always like decades behind real people, even centuries or thousands of years behind real people. They can never catch up with us, you know. So I've known this for decades. I've known about intuition for decades. Well, basically, before I went to school, my intuition told me that when I went to school, it would be a really bad thing. It'd be a terrible thing for me. And it was, I got traumatized. I got traumatized by the school system, irreversible. I'm still traumatized. I'm still trying to get over it now. I'm nearly 50. I'm still trying to get over the problems that were caused for me through the school system. And it's one of the reasons I drink beer and I smoke and stuff. It's like my problems are so severe, I need to drink alcohol. It's a relatively safe antidepressant, muscle relaxant, and smoking as well. This is not cannabis, but it might well be. It's actually datura and tobacco. But if I could easily afford cannabis, I'd probably be smoking cannabis now. But this is completely legal where I live in the UK. It's one of those things that, I talked about in the work, doing the work. People need to develop their intuition, and you can easily do it. I'll tell you how you can do it, right? Your body knows, maybe you should watch that video. I'm not going to bother watching all of it, right? But it's an hour long, hour and 10 minutes or something. He talks about the scientific aspects of intuition, how they can measure it in your body and stuff. It doesn't seem very scientific. It's not very advanced. I can tell that from listening to the first 2 or 3 minutes. So that's why I'm not going to listen to it. I already have more advanced knowledge than Dave Asprey. I had a great flying dream the other day. A couple of days ago, I was flying. I flew across the Atlantic Ocean, like in my body. I just thought, oh, I'm going to fly across to America, and I just flew in my body, in my dream body. I flew all the way across the Atlantic Ocean and landed in Rio de Janeiro. It's a great dream. I just woke up and I thought, yeah, man, I just flew across the Atlantic in my dreams, in my body. I was just standing upright. It wasn't like Superman. I was standing like that, and just flying through the air at about 3,000 miles an hour or 5,000 miles an hour. It was great. It was a great dream. Why is that a nightmare? Why is that a nightmare? That was a great dream. I woke up. It was a nice day. The sea was calm. I looked it up in my dream dictionary. It said loads of great stuff about it. I'm like a hero. I'm a modern day hero. How many people do you know who've sort of flown across the the Atlantic in their dream body? I know you're joking, HRC. Oh dear. So what I was talking about is what was I talking about? I lost track there, didn't I? Oh yeah, that video. Intuition is not a feeling. Oh, this is how you can improve your intuition. You just have to remember that your intuition is it's scientific. They can measure it. They've been measure it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. You can measure your intuition in your body. You can scientifically measure intuition. So it's not an imagination. It's not just a feeling. It's not your imagination. It's a real thing. Okay, and they've done experiments decades ago where they've shown that your brain knows what they've done. This is how it works, right? They've got random pictures being flashed in front of you every 10 or 15 seconds or something, right? And they're either unpleasant pictures or they're pleasant pictures. And it's completely random. It's controlled by a computer that generates random numbers to decide what picture is going to be shown. So it's like it's a snap thing. It's like as soon as the number stops as a random number, then it decides whether or not you're going to have an ugly picture or a nice picture. But 6 or 7 seconds before you see the picture, your brain is already preparing for whether or not it's going to be a nice picture or a bad picture. It already knows 6 or 7 seconds before the computer's made its decision whether what sort of picture you're going to see. So you've got this connection to reality that is in 6 seconds in advance of what's going to happen. So if you're already 6 seconds in advance, you can look 5 seconds in advance and look again in like to what's going to happen 6 seconds in advance of that, etc., etc., etc. So that's why you can have prophets, people that can see into the future, and premonitions of the future. You can have premonitions because it's all scientific, It's like if you can make a bridge 5 inches long, you can stick those bridges together, a million of them, and make a bridge 5 miles long, can't you? Or 5 years long or something, So you can see into the future 5 years or 10 years by the same principle. It's just adding on one onto the other. It might not be as accurate as the 5 second or 6 second thing, but it's still relatively accurate. It's still based on science and what is real. And, that's how your intuition works. So you can cultivate it by knowing. It's like a light in your head. It's like switching on a light. This is real. This is science. My brain is a big light bulb and it's lighting up and it lights up the future, and there's science behind it. Okay. So this is what I talked about in the work. It's one of the main aspects of the work, one of the sort of foundational pillars of the work is to develop your intuition, realize that you can know the future. Everyone can. We can all be prophets. Well, not all of us, maybe. Some people are just such idiots. They don't really they don't really have the potential to believe people like me that what I'm talking about, even though I've got science to back me up. They still don't know how to believe what I'm saying. But it's true, Trust me on this. Just go and check it out. Tell yourself, believe it. You believe it, your brain will light up like a little light bulb, inside your head, and you can see the future. And then you can start developing it. Okay, I could go on about it. I don't see any point. That's really the whole message of this video. I'm just making a few videos today where I'm just putting down a few things. I'm making a few short videos, and this is meant to be shorter, actually. So I'm going to stop it now. Nice to see you, HRC. Hello, other viewer. I'm going now, so bye-bye. Tell everyone that you need somebody to marry me. You need some beautiful woman to marry me and to save the world or something, okay? But only beautiful, hot, retarded chicks. That's the only people I want, okay? Bye.